So you've decided to sell your soul to Satan. Welcome to the Heretic Legions. Here's your armor. If you can get as close as possible to hell without bursting into flames, we'll give you better armor. The burning doesn't stop.
No, that just goes.
Hello and welcome to Miniatures Rundown, in what I'm going to insist on calling the Miniatures Trench Down until we come up with a better title. For the first of our Warband Deep Digs,
I like that.
the Heretic Legions. Starting this one because it's one that's near to my heart, that you've also done a great deal of
I have
looking
done research
into.
into, yes.
It was kind of like almost your second place, I think you said. When
Yeah, it was. And then there was two people in our group that wanted to play it, and I was like, I'll play something else.
Yeah,
It's
friend
okay.
of the show, Sean, who was on for a video way back when with a Spectre review.
Yeah.
He's also playing it. Heretic Legion. So, brief lore. Some things never change. Heretic Legions are humans, so mortals, with some backup, who have pledged themselves to the forces of hell. Either out of desperation, sometimes it's need, sometimes it's because you're only going to end up a slave and be sacrificed in some horrible way if you don't. I feel like I should say content warning for this video, because there's some literal gross stuff in here.
Yeah, there's some
actual content warning for like blood and gross stuff in here, if that's something that's super squeamish about.
Sure.
Just in case.
Skip to this time signature. Sorry, Cody.
Just the end.
And the credits.
Yeah. So either because they have to, because they were kidnapped and fought their way out of whatever arenas, hellish arenas let them, or because it was they're greedy people and it was their way to power.
Yep.
So the Heretic Legions are made up of humans. Well, they were human.
Yeah.
They're not human much anymore.
Humans, pseudo-humans, previously humans.
People who have pledged themselves to Satan.
Yeah.
So they are by far the most numerous forces of hell by a factor of 10. Like the other two fallen factions, Court and Grail, are tiny in comparison to the sheer mass of Heretic Legions troops. They really are the foot soldiers of the Great War. And how do they play overall? Like, what's their shtick?
Their shtick is lots of BS. They do a bunch of weird stuff, and it's cool.
To be fair, I think that's true of every Trench Crusade faction.
Almost every. Some of them don't do weird stuff.
Their shtick is, so what I would say is that, if you had to rate them on maybe we should think of a 3-point scale of a 1 through 5 of how is their access to guns.
Sure.
I would say their access to guns is a 4.
Okay.
It's not 5, which is New Antioch. But they have some guns that are better than New Antioch. They get the anti-materiel rifle, and nobody else does, which is a good rifle.
I just realized the silenced pistol is only for Heretic Crusades. No idea why.
And because it's silenced because it's from the made from iron from the cells to block the wailing of the damned. That's not me joking. That is literally what it is. That's what the silencer is. Fair enough. Do they go chip it off? Is it peeled? I don't know.
Yeah. They peel it like cinnamon.
Yeah.
And they roll it up.
No, it's a cashew nut. Ooh. So that's their access to guns is decent. Their access to big scary models, I would rate at a 4.
Probably also a 4.
4 out of, they don't have a 5.
Yeah.
Because their big scary model is the Werewolf. And the Werewolf is not the equal of other big scary models, but he's pretty darn big and scary.
He is very good.
And also cheaper. And then, third one would be their shenanigans. Let's call it the shenanigans.
Shenanigans is more of a PC way to put it.
Guns?
We'll do equipment, not just guns.
Equipment, elites, shenanigans.
Okay.
Those are our three things.
I like that.
So guns, I'd say they're at a 4. Elites, I'd say they're at a 3, honestly.
They have...
Well, hold on, wait. When I say elites...
you don't mean the elite.
We should change that
keyword. Yeah.
This would have been good to discuss before the video.
Maybe.
I didn't. Elites, monsters.
Sure, monsters. And monsters don't have to be literal monsters. I think the artillery witch could probably count because she's very, very good and interesting, but you can only have a couple of them.
Yeah. I'd rate them 4, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
They're very good, but they're not the things that other factions have access to.
Yeah.
They're not the amalgam.
They're not the amalgam. They're not the Anchorite Shrine, I would say, is probably bigger than the Werewolf. The entire faction of Court.
Right. Yeah. Everyone else, except for Antioch. Antioch doesn't have... Antioch rates lowest.
Yeah. Antioch is definitely lowest.
So maybe this should be a 3-point scale.
Maybe.
Because, yeah, that would make sense. Like, you either have nothing, you're pretty good, or you're very good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd say rate them 2 on guns, 2 on monsters,
Yep.
and 3 on shenanigans.
Yes. 3 on shenanigans.
They don't have a faction mechanic.
Yeah,
like,
they don't have a thing that, like, you just get for playing the faction like some of the other ones do.
No. So let's break into what models they do have. Starting out with their leader, the Heretic Priest. This is your leader. You have to include one, barring the sub-factions, which we're not going to talk about.
Not today.
I guess we should say we're not going to talk about the sub-factions in these videos, because the sub-factions deserve enough for their own videos, because they do really change the game.
Or sometimes don't change it enough to warrant its own video.
Yeah.
So it's variation, but this is going to be the base.
These two factions do.
Yes.
Or, sorry, the three sub-factions do.
All of them
do. Your Heretic Priest. Basic 6-inch movement, very average. +2 ranged, +2 melee.
Decent stat.
That is what I would say average for a leader. Almost all leaders have +2s.
Yep, I agree. I can't agree. It's a fact.
Yeah. 0 armor, and he's on a 32mm.
Yep.
So, very standard leader. He can take any battle kit that you have. You can build him for ranged or melee. Which
Being with the status the same, you're average.
What you're probably going to do is end up building him for both, because he's good at both, and having that flexibility in Trench Crusade, having the ability for someone to do damage from range while also walking up the board and taking objectives is very good.
Yes.
And he can be very threatening. And then he has one of, if not the best shenanigans in the entire game.
Yes.
It's so good they had to nerf it a little bit.
Yeah.
But they didn't nerf it much.
You didn't leave line of sight for it before, and that was too much.
No. That's what I'm saying is even losing that, it's still really good. Yeah. And it's called Puppet Master. Please insert a picture of the Puppet Master 3 poster right here.
Please don't.
Come on.
No. How about Master of Puppets by Metallica?
Both.
Yeah.
So, Puppet Master is an action that you take. It is a risky success roll. If you fail, nothing happens and your activation ends. If you succeed, you pick one model, friend or foe, so that can also include yourself.
Yes.
That is within 12 inches of the Heretic Priest and in their line of sight. That changed from the pre 1.0 or pre 1.6 or whatever. That you used to be able to do it behind cover. Can't do it anymore. Got to be able to look him in the eye to Puppet Master them. You can then move that model d6 inches. It has to be in a straight line, can be in any direction, and can be used to move the model within an inch of an enemy, or make a retreat move, or climb, or jump down off a building. They can't make a diving charge.
Because this isn't a charge.
Right. And the does not count as charging if it does finish the move. So you can't use it to get a charge bonus on one of your friendlies. This is incredibly powerful.
We've said before in multiple game systems, movement wins games, baby.
Yes.
And moving your opponent's models, dear God.
Well, there's so many things about this.
Yeah, it is very, very flexible.
You can use it, just a list of things. You could use it to move an enemy off an objective out of their turn, thus denying them points. I won a game against Derek with that. He was not happy.
Vice versa, you can use it if you didn't quite get there, use it to move your model onto the point.
Or use it to move your model. If let's say that your heretic is built, or your leader is built for melee, and you fail a charge by 1 inch.
Yep.
Puppet Master yourself and into that other inch. Let's say your heretic leader's in melee with somebody and you didn't quite kill them. Well, Puppet Master them out of melee. They made a retreat action. What's that? You get to make an opportunity
you get
attack.
to hit them for free.
I abused the heck out of that.
That's the one that gets used against me the most.
Yes, I used that I think 3 or 4 times in my game against Derek.
Yeah.
I used that to move the Iron Dragon out of melee with me.
Oh.
Because yes, it does work on any enemy model. That includes like NPC models. I've used it to hide peasants behind things. I used it to make the Iron Dragon run over Derek's models. Derek hates this ability, and he's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong. It's extremely strong.
So you could also use it. Let's say that you have one of your troopers has a heavy weapon, but doesn't have strong. You could use it to move in your turn.
And then next time you can activate them and shoot.
Or maybe you moved, shot, and then you want to dash behind cover, which is a very common tactic in Trench Crusade. They failed the dash roll. Well, go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
Now, it is kind of a little bit, it's only an inch, or it's between 1 to 6 inches. Yeah. So an inch isn't much, 6 is a lot.
Yeah.
But often an inch is enough to move somebody off of an objective if it's a touching objective thing.
Because most objectives are within an inch of.
Right.
So as long as they're not straight up touching it, one's enough.
If you're planning on abusing the move someone out of melee with you, make sure that you are not make sure they're not base touching you, because if they are base touching you and then move an inch away, they're technically still in melee.
Doesn't do anything.
It gets weird.
That's a way to get around it. It's still a 1 in 6 chance.
Right. Yes. You can use this to move people into melee with you. You can use this to break coherency on you auras.
Can pull people toward your big, scary anointed.
Yes.
Like, it's so flexible.
Yeah, make your werewolf's charge a little bit easier, either by moving the werewolf or moving the guy he's trying to charge.
Yep.
Move people so they're not out of line of sight. There's like the possibilities are endless for forced movement. 12 inches is a pretty big distance in a game where the board is usually 36 to 48.
Yep.
And you can always move yourself, and that alone is very good.
It's like, if you just count it as moving yourself, it's basically a second dash.
Yes.
But it's only D6.
D6. Now, the big downside, of course, is a risky success roll. And by baseline, there is no there is no plus or minus to that.
Yeah, it's just 2d6.
However, we'll talk about it in the gear. There is a very easy to acquire piece of equipment that will make this a +1 dice roll.
Yeah, I would borderline say it's not mandatory, but you should put one on.
All right. So that's your leader. Oh, by the way, he has tough.
Yep.
So
every leader in the game has some form of tough.
Yes, toughness in form of another. So he is tough as well. 10 out of 10 leader.
Yeah, fantastic.
He is probably he's one of the best leaders in the game. I mean, all the leaders are really good, but like that ability is very good.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right, let's get to your favorite. Actually, I think this one isn't your favorite or least favorite.
I don't know if this is my favorite.
It's not my favorite.
It's not your favorite.
Mine's because mine is a flippin'.
It's a wet noodle.
Yeah, a wet noodle. Not last game. Last game he did great, but
yeah. Every time I've played against him for you, he just like slaps.
He gets shot in the head.
When then I play against Sean and he murders half my list without taking an injury.
Well, let's tell them what it is.
It is the Death Commando.
Yes.
It's 9 ducats. He has also movement of 6. A +1 to range, +2 to melee, so obviously more melee focused. A 32 mil base with no armor. Can have any battle kit from the armory tables. Only ranged weapon they can have is a silenced pistol or tormentor chains, which we'll talk about later. And they can the only grenade they can have is a gas grenade. That's a little strange, but all right.
Yeah, it's weird. The gas grenade's fine. It's not great.
Yeah, it's not great.
But they can have any other equipment.
No restriction to anything else. The abilities they have are stealth generator, -1 dice to range attacks that target him. Period. End of sentence.
They have a stealth generator that, quote, hides them from the eyes of God.
Wow.
I love Trench Crusade.
And speaking of hiding, they have a special action called Hide. That is a take a hide action, which is risky.
Yes.
It is +1 dice.
Yeah, so it's not.
It's not the riskiest, but if you fail your activations, if you succeed, you can't be targeted by a ranged attack or charge until he moves, charges, retreats, makes a ranged attack, or an enemy model moves within 1.5 inches of them. Right. The Death Commando can be hit if they're in the radius of a blast. So now, that doesn't target.
One note, you do have to be touching terrain to do this.
Yes, you do have to be touching terrain. So you're literally like cronking against the wall.
I call this the cronk roll every time. Cody put the picture here. Yeah. So you do have to be touching the terrain, but the direction is still omnidirectional.
Yeah.
So you can walk up to somebody who is looking at you from 3 inches away
and go
and touch the wall, and you cannot be targeted by ranged attacks, except by blast weapons.
Yeah.
That combined with a -1 to be hit at ranged. I won't say that he's like super ranged proof. Most of my Death Commando deaths have been deranged.
It feels like a pilot problem.
It probably is.
He also has Infiltrator.
Yes.
So he can start further up the board and potentially get to that smacking early on.
Yeah. A good model. Infiltrate is good for certain objectives and for just controlling the board.
Yep.
-1 ranged attack at range means you have difficulty being hit.
Yep.
His melee weapons
plus cover plus long range, you can really deter some range attacks.
He has a couple melee weapons that are unique only to him, or rather he has 2, the Tartarus Claws and the Tormentor Chain. Neither of them are amazingly good, but the Tartarus Claws, which is kind of what your default is, do give you dual attacks with no offhand penalty.
That is pretty good.
And allow you to basically consolidate into someone else and possibly even attack again if you have an attack left. So he can be quite the mook killer. He doesn't have a lot to punch up.
True. Doesn't do any armor piercing.
No. He will not survive against other heavy hitters in melee.
Yeah, don't throw him at an amalgam.
No, he's not going to assassinate an enemy leader with tough, because he's going to kill them once and then, I mean, he might kill them twice.
Yeah, it's possible.
But usually what happens is he'll kill them once with the other one, and they get up and then they beat the crap out of him. Still a pretty good model.
Yeah.
everything kind of pales in comparison to the almighty heretic leader.
Yeah.
The
shenanigans.
Then there's the chorister, who is a 65 ducats. The choristers, this is why I said the content warning, by the way, because this one is gross. Content warning for blood and content warning for suicide. Because the chorister's thing is that, like, if you have absolutely no hope for ever advancing because you suck, because you're weakling, but you have a nice voice, you pledge yourself to hell and then commit suicide by cutting your head off.
Yep.
And
auto decapitation.
The farther you get into cutting your head off before you actually die increases your chances of being resurrected as a chorister. Whereupon you finish cutting your head off, carry around your own head, which sings, terrible, awful things about hell and whatnot. So unnerving everybody else.
Your mother smelt of elderberry.
Yes, and then your blood comes out of your neck in eldritch runes while all this is happening. Again, Trench Crusade it's a subtle game.
It's There's not a lot of subtext in it.
Yeah. I know writers who use subtext and they're all cowards. He's got -2 dice at ranged. You do not give this guy ranged attacks, both because of this and where he likes to live.
Yep.
He's got +2 dice in melee, and he's on a 32mm with no natural armor. He can have any battle kit from the table.
Shouldn't have guns.
No, don't give him guns or grenades.
You can give him a flamethrower. That auto hits.
Could give him a flamethrower, and that wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yeah. If you're swimming in ducats,
because his ability is that he adds -1 dice to success rolls taken for enemy models that are within 8 inches of one or more choristers.
That is everything.
Yes, every success roll, every shot, every dash, every puppet master.
Yeah, puppet master, melee attack, special ability, throwing grenades, everything.
Yes.
This does not need line of sight.
No.
It's just within 8.
Yes. He also has fear.
So melee attacking him, unless you ignore fear, is at -2 by default.
Right. Yeah. That combined with his +2 dice means he is not just a buff piece. He is also terrifying in melee.
He looks support at first, and then you realize he also has +2 dice to hit.
I'm going to say something. I think that he should only be allowed to wield one-handed weapons.
That's what Sean said.
Because he's
holding his head.
Like, now, that being said, that is a modeling thing, because not all models are carrying their own head. Sometimes I've seen models where it's carried in a little
like something
a bread
like
basket.
around his neck, or something,
or on a it's the Master Blaster thing.
Oh, that's good. But do you think that's why he has -2 to hit in melee? Is because he's wielding his head?
No, he has -2 to hit at ranged.
Oh, -2 to hit at ranged. That really
maybe, but that shouldn't affect.
Yeah.
A single-handed gun.
True.
I just think he should be allowed to wield two-handed weapons.
Yeah.
Period.
I agree. It's weird. The archer for court, the 100 left-hand path, has one of their hands mutated into a gun, and they can't drop it for any reason.
That's a bow, though.
I know it's a bow.
Also, that's a demon thing.
Shut up. He cut his own head off.
Yeah, I guess. All right, and now on to... So those are your 3 elites. Mm-hmm. You've got your... which is not as much as some other factions have access to.
Yeah, some have more, some have the same, or a little bit less even.
But they're all bangers.
Yes, they're all great.
But you will notice that one of them is catch-all, and the other 2 are melee-focused.
Yes.
Which is kind of setting a theme for heretics. They're a little more melee-focused, but the range you have is really good.
Yes, true.
Speaking of which, let's start with our heretic troopers.
These are your basic schmucks, but not the lowest of the low.
No.
There is one lower.
Yes. I would say 2 lower.
2?
The wretched.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, in this world?
Oh, in this faction.
In this faction. Oh, yeah. This is not the most basic.
This is not the most basic.
So I thought you meant in general, as far as basic move.
No, because there's the 2 wretched then.
Yeah. Well, and the Azebs.
And Azebs. And the zombies are probably better. Anyway. So they cost 30 ducats. They have +0 to hit, both melee and ranged. No armor, and a 25 mil base.
Oh, 6-inch movement. We forgot to say
6-inch
that.
movement.
Everyone's got 6-inch movement until otherwise said.
You can upgrade them to a Heretic Legionnaire for 10 ducats, which increases either their ranged or melee to +1.
Yep.
So you can kind of specialize them.
You can specialize them into being a ranged Heretic or a Legionnaire or a melee Legionnaire. You can't have more Legionnaires than you do Heretic Troopers.
Yeah.
So, now it does not say whether you can only upgrade them at creation or not.
Ooh, interesting.
I choose to believe that it is not only at creation, that you can promote them later.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Because it doesn't say, but that just basically gives them, they have access to everything on the table.
Yep.
They can get +1 dice for 10 extra credits, which is a pretty good deal.
Yes, it is a very good deal.
And makes these actually, in my opinion, one of the better basic troopers in the game.
Being able to, well, like starting at a 0, like the Zebs only start at -1 for melee.
For melee, that's because they have skirmisher and they're just really not supposed to be in melee.
That's true.
But yeah, being able to get +1 on for 10 extra ducats is a deal I'll take anytime.
Being able to pick which one.
Yes,
that is very good.
These will be the main basic of your force.
Yep.
Werewolf Assault Beast. Oh boy.
I'm glad you're talking about this one.
Yes, doggy.
Dog.
So these are artificial creatures. It's not clear whether they're actually wolves that are like just as they're grown or made or whatever. It's a giant wolf. This is one of I would call the iconic monsters of Trench Crusade. This and the next one, which is possibly the iconic monster of Trench Crusade. A werewolf is 145 ducats. They move 8 inches.
So they're very fast.
They're very fast. They do not have any ranged attack whatsoever. They have +2 melee dice and a built-in -3 to armor.
Woo.
60 or 50 millimeter base.
Yes.
They do also have tough.
Yes, they do.
And fear.
And fear.
And artificial, which makes them slightly more resistant to certain things.
Yeah. It's weird because there's I guess they're not artificial life because Sultanate has the ability artificial life, but this guy doesn't, despite being artificial.
No.
Interesting.
So what does the werewolf do? He's your melee beat stick. So he's got a couple different abilities here. He's got Loping Dash, which is +1 dice to the risky success roll for a dash action. You also ignore the penalty for moving through difficult terrain,
which is very good.
Both of those are very good. It allows him to get places that other people don't want to be, and +1 dice to dash is very nice.
Yeah.
Used to be +2.
Yes. Places your opponent thinks they are safe,
right?
When they are not.
Remember that you can't move and then charge, but you can dash and then charge, giving this guy a potential threat range of, let me see, what's 8 + D6 on average? 11 inches.
Yep. Plus another 8.
Yeah, so giving this guy a potential threat range of like 19 inches if everything goes okay. Yeah, this guy is very powerful. 3 armor means he's going to be hard to kill. Tough means that even if you do kill him, you have to do it again.
Yeah, you have to essentially double 6 him twice.
And then, now here's the thing. He can't have any equipment.
Yeah.
You only get what he comes with, and what he comes with is his chain maw and his shredding claws. Both are melee weapons. When you make an attack with them, you can attack once using the chainsaw, and then once using the shredding claws, or
twice with the
claws. Yeah. Like, you can't do twice with the chainsaw mouth. That's really good. The shredding claws do get the offhand penalty if you do that. The chains, both of these are risky, so if you flub either of them, you do just your activation ends. So if you fail that first chainsaw mouth attack, it just ends, which sucks. I've had it happen.
The downside is the risky. Otherwise, he is pure juice.
Now, we'll talk briefly about the chainsaw maw and the
because it's only on him.
It's only on him. So the chainsaw maw does have +1 dice to hit. So
he goes to 3 dice.
+1 dice, 2 dice normally, +1 dice, +2 dice.
Oh, yeah.
Because of his ability. Chainsaw maw rolls 5 dice. I have still flubbed this dice roll.
Jesus.
With no malice. It also has +1 injury dice. So, and then it has ignore armor on top of that.
It is extremely lethal.
The shredding claws do not have the +1 dice to hit. Cumbersome, which does not matter here.
Yeah, it's a little strange to put that on there.
Because it takes 2 hands, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it is his hands.
But the shredding claws also don't ignore armor. So between not having +1 dice to hit and they do get the offhand penalty if you attack with them second, that means that the shredding claws are only going to have 3 dice to hit.
Yeah.
Only. And it is risky, so if that attack fails...
Yep. So you definitely want to be the second attack.
Right. It also has +1 injury dice, though.
Yes, so they're both extremely lethal.
So this guy hits like a truck, has a very good chance to kill almost anything. The only time that he really struggles with anything is if it has unignorable armor. I've seen this guy tear down amalgams. I've seen this guy tear down anchorite shrines.
Yep.
Like, crap goes south when this guy gets into melee.
Yeah, he's terrifying.
One of my favorite models, and this is actually when I said in the other video that we did about how to get started in Trench Crusade, I'm a model first guy. The Werewolf is the model that made me play Heretics.
Yep.
And I actually I sprang for the Factory Fortress model because I think their default model is so good.
It's gorgeous.
Since then, other people have kind of stepped up their game and come out with really good ones that aren't just a copy of the Factory Fortress one, but I still like that one the best.
The thing about the Factory Fortress model that I find it reminds me of Nightmare Before Christmas is the mouth.
Yes.
How it like splits open.
Like a smile thing.
Yeah, it's so creepy and I love it.
That's the chainsaw mouth.
Yeah, it's the chainsaw mouth and it like, but it's like the big metal parts like split into like wings.
I saw someone call it chainsaw pingu.
Oh no.
Because of the newt.
Because he's newting.
He's newt.
No.
Someone paint a giant werewolf penguin.
Black and white with an orange newt.
Next up, and not last, but certainly least.
Certainly least. This is the Wretched.
And then they are.
Yeah. They are 25 ducats. They have movement 6, -1 dice to hit in melee and ranged. No armor and 25 millimeter base. They can have any battle kit that costs up to 10.
Yes.
So not much. You must have at least one weapon, aka you can't just spam them to.
No completely naked Wretched.
Yeah. Dang it. The Court of Lust says dang it.
Yeah.
They have a few weird abilities. The first one is Chattel. In a campaign, is it pronounced chattel? I think
it's chattel.
Chattel. In a campaign, Wretched can be sold in the Quartermaster step for 25 ducats plus half their cost in any of the battle kit they have.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty interesting. I didn't even know they had that.
Yeah, you can sell them back, which you might need to, like if you needed ducats. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never had a situation where I wanted this to come up, but I don't have any Wretched.
Fair. They also have Dark Blessing, which is if the Wretched is taken out of action, you get to put a blessing marker in any of your elites or Heretic keyword, which is going to be basically everything.
Yes. No, elite and heretic.
Elite and Heretic.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought it was
so basically,
Heretic.
one of your 3 elites can get, or if someone gets promoted.
Yeah, you can promote.
Which, by the way, the werewolf cannot be promoted. They fixed that. It used to be limited.
Yeah.
But you can no longer promote the werewolf.
Sad.
Which is sad.
And lastly is the Laws of Hell. If an attack made by a Wretched takes an enemy elite out of action, the Wretched motto gains its freedom and is immediately removed from the roster after the end of the game.
So, lore-wise, what this is the Law of Hell. To respect Satan's original rebellion against God, if a Wretched manages to kill an elite, kill something above it, it is granted his freedom.
That's funny.
That's the only thing that keeps these guys fighting. That's why they're here. They're only shot for freedom because you get to go free completely. Like
Wow.
you're scot free. Like okay, like all the they have like flesh eating runes in them that stop them from running away or explosive collars. All that just falls off. Because the Law of Hell is to respect the OG rebellion.
Wow.
If you manage to rage against the machine your way into killing an elite,
I have a goal now.
yeah, you're well, he just disappears and you don't
I know.
get anything for it. It's not good.
You should absolutely deck him out with the best thing you can for 10 ducats, and then send him at an elite and just watch him die. It's fine.
Yeah. Honestly, these guys are forced to die and then give you blessing markers. That's all they're for. They're not good. Or to buff your model count because they are only I think the cheapest thing is like a pistol for 3 credits.
Well, you can do a combat knife for 1.
Oh right, yeah.
And that's another -1, so you're at -2.
If you just want them to get shot in the face.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. If they're there just for activations and to die.
Remember, this isn't Necromunda. There's no target priority stuff, so you don't have to putting them there. The meat shield thing doesn't work nearly as well.
Yeah. They can stand on objectives,
but yes, they can very much stand on objectives, and they can very much run into things that don't want to be run into.
Yes.
They do not explode, however. Only the trench pilgrims get that.
Only pilgrims.
So the anointed heavy infantry. I guess we should talk about limits because we forgot to talk about limits. You can have as many Wretched as you want.
Yep.
You can have as many Legionnaires as you want. You can only have 1 Chorister. You can only have 1 Death Commando, and you can only have 1 Leader.
And 1 Werewolf. 1 Werewolf.
And 1 Werewolf. Yes, you can only have 1 Werewolf. You can have up to 5 anointed heavy infantry. They are 95 credits a pop. Sorry, 95 ducats a pop.
Ducats.
Here's an actual game. We talked about that in the other video. Yeah. Hydrate every time I say credits instead of ducats because I'm going to say it a lot because I say it all the time when we're playing Trench Crusade.
I mean, I say points either way.
95 ducats. 6-inch base at movement. 1 dice to hit in melee and range, so they are versatile.
Mm-hmm.
They have an inbuilt -2 armor and on a 32mm base. So that -2 armor can never be modified. Because they have what's it's called the infernal armor. Basically, these guys literally walked to hell. They got all the way to the gates, and their flesh became super burned and blistered. And for their reward, they are encased in armor, and it never stops burning. But you're encased in cool armor. So you can never give them better armor,
right?
But you can give them a trench shield.
Yeah,
for that if you want that -3 armor. So they always have -2 armor. It comes built into their cost, which is kind of nice, but that does make them 95 credits.
Yeah.
They
also think about it. Reinforced armor is 40, so that's 55 credits, and then you also can't ignore their armor, which is pretty good.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you can? Sorry, I thought the Infernal Brand gave it to him.
No, the Infernal Brand is I wish. No, the Infernal Brand is immunity to fire. Yes. Yeah, you're thinking Infernal Armor.
I'm thinking Infernal Armor,
which is the Quartz has.
Yeah.
This is armor reinforced armor and the Infernal brand, which just makes them fireproof.
Yeah, fair.
Which is handy.
It is.
The big thing, though, they can have anything from the Heretic's armory table, and the big thing is, in addition to having built-in -2 armor, what makes them worth their cost is they have built-in strong.
Yes.
So that makes these guys your carriers of big, heavy weapons to beat people to death with, or machine guns.
Yes.
Now, you can only have one machine gun in Heretics, unfortunately, but machine guns, grenade launchers, heavy flamers, all the anti-materiel rifle, they are a perfect platform for that.
Yeah, you can put a 2-handed melee weapon and a shield to make them super, super tough.
And you can take 5 of these guys.
Yeah,
you'll run out of weapons to put on them before you run out of anointed heavy infantry to put on.
Yep.
These kind of are the backbone of your actual force. And their versatility.
The fact that you have your super elites, your trash, and then these guys are like...
Yes, these guys are the guys who get stuff done. Now, mine are all built as ranged because between the Warwolf and the Death Commando and the Chorister,
you have a lot of melee.
You have a lot of melee, but you could, if you wanted to, spec into melee further or just spec into giving them big shields. For like that -3, you could build these guys melee, and they would be decent. Now, last but certainly not least, arguably the mascot of Trench Crusade.
Yep, I agree.
I've seen this gal everywhere. It's an amazing model. It's the Artillery Witch. Mitchell, tell us all about the Artillery Witch, who went up in points from before.
Yes.
And deserved.
Yeah, she's still amazing. So you can only have one of these, asterisk.
Yeah, things get weird with that.
She's 100 ducats, movement 6, ranged 0, melee -1. Man, she's bad.
Oh, yeah.
No armor and a 32 mil base. She always has infernal bombs, but can have anything from the kit other than ranged weapons or grenades, because she has infernal bombs.
So you can give her a melee weapon.
You can give her a melee weapon.
Don't.
At -1 for some reason.
Don't.
She has abiotic life.
Yeah, so that was what I was thinking about. Artificial doesn't have built-in negate gas.
Oh, okay.
She does.
Gotcha. She also has artificial.
Yeah, she has negate gas
and -1 when hit with the gas keyword.
Yes.
So she's very immune to gas.
Yeah, she does not give a crap about gas.
You can have a second Artillery Witch if you have 1,000 or more ducats in your warband.
Asterisk, because
that's where the asterisk was.
Yeah. And then last...
you do not have to take a risky action when using to climb or jump or an injury roll if they fall. So they float.
Yes. She's got the... She Mary Poppins her way everywhere.
Exactly.
Has anyone made that Trench Crusade model yet?
That'd be great. Instead of a bomb, it's an umbrella.
No, she's got an umbrella and a spoonful full of sugar.
Oh,
and
that's
the spoonful
good.
of sugar is like this big.
She has negate fear, negate gas, which we already talked about. But the big thing, everything we've said so far is like, whatever, it's
Why
fine.
does she have negate fear? You never want to get into melee with her.
Good point.
I mean, I guess it's because she's artificial and she doesn't care.
Yeah, it's flavor.
Yeah, the real shtick here. Do you want me to go over this one because I'm familiar with it?
Sure.
Because
it's so many words.
It's so many words. All
it's
right.
literally longer than the rest of her box.
And I'm not going to read it verbatim.
Yeah.
I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, so what is her shtick? Because you can give her you can't give her a ranged weapon.
Nope.
And you don't want to give her melee,
nope.
Despite having no negate fear. It would be funny if we give her a melee skill, just watch her bomb go up and stab people. What she has is the Infernal Bomb. This is a 36-inch range attack, one-handed, so you can give her a trench shield.
Ooh, interesting.
And I did.
Nice.
Which you need, because you're going to get shot.
Yes.
You can also give her armor. It has blast 3 inches, ignore cover, ignore elevated position, ignore long range, reload, scatter, and shrapnel. Okay, so it ignores cover. Great. It ignores elevated position, so you don't get any bonus for throwing it from a high place or up to a high place. Okay, not great. Ignore long range. Fantastic. Reload, so your activation ends immediately after throwing it. Not great, because you can't throw and then duck back with her. That's where Puppet Master comes in. And like, you're going to need it, because she's going to get shot. And then it has scatter, which means if you hit, when you hit, if you miss, your opponent gets to move it by a number of inches that you missed by.
Yes.
So let's say you're always looking for a 7. The long and short of this is because she has no bonus to hit, and she ignores long range and cover, but also up and down, you're basically always rolling 2 dice for her.
Right.
Now, if you somehow manage to get a +1 to hit on her, which she can be promoted, but she is limited.
Right. So you only have 3 upgrades.
She can get a couple upgrades, and you could, in theory, get a +1 to hit, which would be very powerful.
Oh, truly strong. There's a reason she has a 0 base.
Right. Basically, you're always rolling 2d6 to hit. You pick a point on the battlefield, and you roll 2d6. You have to be able to see that point.
Yes.
If the bomb lands on a person, And that is notable because it used to be if you hit the point, but they changed it to if the bomb lands directly on someone. So if someone's a big enough base, you can miss by an inch and still land directly on them. Shout out to the Amalgam, I did that too.
God, you against Derek.
It bounced off.
Oh my God.
No, the Witch did not do much of that. Oh, no, she did, but she learned to do more by throwing bombs into like 4 people around the dragon. Anyway, if you miss, you can still land on someone. If you hit someone directly, so only one person, you roll 3d6 injury dice and add them together.
You get a free bloodbath.
Right.
On top of potentially a bloodbath?
Right. Any other plus injury dice or minus injury dice that apply to the roll will apply normally, but you would pick the 3 highest or the 3 lowest.
Yes.
So it still works with, like, if you get negative dice, like against that Amalgam, which is why it bounced off, for example. I had to roll 4 dice.
And pick the 3 lowest.
Very irritating. But basically, she has permanent access to 3d6.
Yeah. She takes them down.
On top of that, it also does have blast. Now, anybody who's only hit by the 3-inch blast is just hit normally by a blast attack. It does have shrapnel.
Yep. Put some blood out there.
So, but it's only 2d6, normal injury dice. Doesn't ignore armor. And that is the thing, the 3d6 does not ignore armor. It also has Mighty Explosion, which is if you hit somebody and they don't go out of action, they are blown away 3 inches in a straight line from the explosion. Everyone rolls separately. Unlike Necromunda, if you smack them into something, it does not do extra damage.
Dang.
So this is
house rule.
Yeah. I thought about it, but it doesn't need the buff.
No, it doesn't need the buff.
This is an amazing weapon. Artillery witches are incredibly feared.
Yes.
Rightfully so, because once you start getting into later stages of the campaign, you can have 2 of them.
You can potentially upgrade them to have any number of crazy stuff in the, either stealth or shooting tree. They're very scary.
What often happens, though, is that you throw 1 bomb, you kill 1 thing, and then you get killed by return fire.
Yes.
So you'll need to think about that. Maybe think about where you're positioning yourself so that you're in cover or something like that. You have float, so you can float up to things very easily, which is why they gave it the ignore elevated position thing, because that used to be way too good.
Yep, just set them on something in your deployment zone.
But yeah, she throws bombs and kills people.
Yeah.
And it's very good.
She's literally a nuke.
Yes. Yes. The lore for these is that they are artificially created creatures. It's not known how, if they were ever people or what. But what they do is they pull bombs out of a portal to hell.
Which means they're making bombs in hell.
Yeah, we know that. They have bomb factories, of course. Well, yeah. Well, yeah, what do they think they supply all the troopers with? Remember, there's a whole war happening in the background here. We're playing a skirmish game, but there is a 40k style war of tanks and stuff here.
I understand that, but it's like I'm trying to imagine a factory in hell.
Yeah, there's a factory in hell. Or, well, it says an infernal factory, so it might just be in, like, the hell-conquered lands.
Oh, okay.
Either way, some of those factories apparently have a portal room where somebody just loads bombs into a portal, or maybe she just, like, maybe you're a factory worker and you just made a bomb and, like, it's on the conveyor belt, and then it goes, whoop, and you're like, my quota. Because, you're working in a hell factory.
Yeah.
The demons aren't going to care that the
every one you're down your quota, they lash you 48,000 times.
Right? Yeah, you spend 48,000 years in eternal torment, and the artillery which is like, whoop, and just yeets
like
the bombs.
I like the thought of someone also like passing it to her through the portal.
That's what I like better. Is like she's like, and there's a hand, and someone has to like sit there and be like.
Every time the portal opens, just
hand goes back in 7-Eleven. So yeah, great lore, great model. Again, right behind the werewolf. This is why I played this faction.
Yep.
And that's all the models.
It is all the models.
So let's talk about the equipment you have access to. So, the armor tables, you can read yourself. We're not going to read off every single one of these and what they cost. Some shout-outs. You can get an anti-material rifle, limit 1. You can only have 1 machine gun. You can only have you can have as many submachine guns as you want, but they cost glory and not points.
Yes.
Unless you're playing 1 sub-faction. Otherwise, they have kind of basic access to weapons and equipment. Same thing with melee weapons. Nothing super special there besides their special stuff.
Yeah.
But you can get big axes and shields and clubs and beat people to death with them.
Yeah, those are all normal. Everybody gets those.
You get your shield. You get your the ammunition they have access to is incendiary ammunition, which is more fire.
Yep.
Yeah. Unholy Relic.
I find that weird that it's limit 1, but
yeah, Unholy Relic, Unholy Trinket. The Unholy Relic is one that makes you immune to fear. Very good pickup for your leader.
Yes.
Very good pickup for your leader.
Strangely not immune to fear.
He's not immune to fear, and he does not cause fear.
Yep.
and great for your Death Commando as well. So the Unholy Trinket is one that you can consume to not fail a risky action.
Yes.
Now, for their unique equipment.
Speaking of not failing a risky action.
Yes, the big one here is a 2 glory item called the Blasphemous Staff. It's a one-handed melee weapon with critical and fire, which by itself is cool. But the really big thing about it is it's got evil power, which is +1 dice to success rolls of risky success rolls for the Blasphemous Staff, but not dash, ranged, or melee attack.
So basically, unless you're attacking or dashing, you just get +1 dice on everything you do.
If it's risky.
No, it says success or risky success.
Sorry, no, yes.
For everything.
So yes, but it's not the main ones.
It's not the main ones, no.
So yeah, but it has to be a success roll, so not charge.
Yeah, not charge.
But like climbing?
Yep. Climbing, falling, I was going to say dashing, not dashing, specifically Puppet Master.
Yeah. Yes, and that's the big one.
Yeah.
Almost an auto take for its use with Puppet Master.
Yeah.
Now, it does take one of your 2 slots for if you're doing dual wielding.
It's still a good melee weapon.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Up next is the Hellblade, which is also available to the Court of the Seven.
Yes.
That one is in ducats, which means they just pay for it out of pocket. But this one's glory.
Yes.
Limit 2. 2-handed melee weapon with +1 injury dice and fire. So it just gets right around that critical. You just have it always.
Yep, it's good.
Yeah, it's a great
only
great
one
tip.
ducat.
No, one glory.
Only one ducat.
Only one ducat.
Only one glory. This is not a bad pickup for your Death Commando.
Yeah.
If you would rather him have one
true.
2-handed weapon. There's another one that people might like better, which is the next one, which is the Sacrificial Blade.
Ooh.
So this is elite only. 23 ducats.
Why is it 23 ducats?
Great question. You can only have 2 of these.
Yes.
It's a one-hand melee weapon. It has +2 injury modifier, so +2 to whatever you roll. Basically means it has ignore armor 2.
Yeah.
But it works on anything that is unignorable.
Yeah.
It also has a risky though, so if you beef it.
Yeah, it's good as a secondary weapon, although it doesn't give any bonuses to hit, so you might get a penalty for that.
Yes.
It's a really weird weapon, but it's very good. It hits harder than a 2-handed hammer.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's risky.
So. +2 injury modifier. Yeah. I kind of like the Hellblade better because it's +1 injury dice.
That is true.
Which on average is going to be a 3 or higher, but it's not. It doesn't add.
Like with the advantage, it's like 2.5.
Yes.
So it's about the same, but it's a one-handed instead of a 2-handed.
Right.
So
that's the big thing. And no fire.
And no fire.
The Tartarus Claws for the Death Commando.
It is 15 ducats. It has critical and cumbersome because it takes up both of his hands.
Yes.
And it has this very long ability called Paired Weapons.
I will break it down for you. Basically, you can make 2 melee attacks, right? Do not suffer the so rather you can it's 2 weapons.
Yep.
So you can make an offhand melee attack. The second one does not get a negative modifier.
Yep.
If the target is taken down or out of action by a melee attack made with this paired weapon, you can immediately move the model up to 3 inches. If the model takes it within 1 inch of another enemy model, it can then make another fight action. So
and the way that it works is you get all of your attacks again.
Yes. But you can't do that. You can't chain it. You can only do that once. Making it very good. Now, it has no extra bonus. It does have critical, but it has no armor ignore. It has no extra injury, so it doesn't have anything built in. But it's very good for lots of attacks.
As we were saying with the Death Commando, Mook Killer.
Yes.
It'll kill guys left and right as long as they don't have so much armor.
Yeah. And that's all they have. I do want to shout out the Tormentor chain, which is available to them, but it is a glory item that is available to them. It's not technically in their list because it's available to other people too.
Yeah.
But the Tormentor chain is basically as a ranged weapon with I believe it's a 10-inch ranged. It's the Scorpion get over here.
Nice.
You hit somebody with it, it puts a blood marker on them. I don't believe it injures them, and then it pulls you towards them in a straight line. It's very powerful. It is it's a ranged weapon with 10 inches, longer than most grenades. Very powerful for pulling someone towards you because remember, you can shoot and then melee attack.
Because even though it doesn't have assault, you didn't charge.
Right. Now you do have to see them. Yeah. He also has special aspects to the silenced pistol, which is just a pistol, but if you're in cover, you get +1 in to hit.
That is a weird way to benefit from silenced, but
yes,
sure.
But they do. So you know. Okay, so that's Heretic Legions. Very basic starting list stuff.
Yes.
You have to have a leader.
Yeah, literally required.
I would suggest you have an artillery witch to start with.
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
they're only 100 credits.
They're only 100.
And they're very, very good. What you might not be able to start with is the Warwolf.
Yeah, 145 is pretty rough to start with.
Unless
you're going super elite.
And I did in mine.
Yeah.
And I did that by dropping the Chorister, which I regret. I actually like the Chorister better than the Death Commando but I think it depends on what you're fighting early. So I would personally start with a obviously leader, artillery, which is your second thing you put in there. Get, I would say, 3 heretic troopers at least, an anointed, and then either a chorister or a death commando.
Okay. It also makes some amount of sense to start with the artillery witch, because the artillery witch can be promoted where the war wolf can't.
Right.
So putting it in early doesn't do as much, whereas you can potentially upgrade the witch.
The artillery witch stays far back that you don't have to give her any kit.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't require a weapon.
She comes with the cool thing.
Right. Which is the one benefit of the Warwolf, is that, like, you can... So if I start with an anointed and I give him a machine gun, I've spent exactly as much credits as a Warwolf costs.
Yeah, fair.
145. Whereas the Warwolf is probably going to be far more effective because he's terrifying. For your basic heretic troopers, shotguns or bolt-action rifles.
Cheap stuff, especially stuff that gives plus to hit.
Or you could take less heretic troopers and more wretched to fill out for the objective game. For building your leader, I like building him into... you get the Blasphemous Staff as soon as you feasibly can.
Yes.
But you need glory for that.
Aim for glory in your first few games so you can get the Blasphemous Staff.
Yes, it is very good. It is your priority is to get the Blasphemous Staff because you want to be puppet mastering all the time. ABPM, always be puppet mastering. Which I believe was the mantra of Full Moon Entertainment in the 90s, which is why they made 14 of them.
Jesus. You made another puppet master reference.
Always. I can't not. Well, you want to make a Metallica joke?
No, it's fine.
Let's play the riff. Wait, no, of anybody who's not going to sue us.
Not Metallica, then.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I like building them for versatility, which means not giving them any big melee weapon because they're going to get the staff later.
Yeah.
But giving them, like, a sword and then maybe, like, there's not much decent you can give them gun-wise.
Not really.
That isn't glory.
Yeah.
Because I love the automatic rifle. Or the submachine gun.
I mean, with +2 to hit, you can kind of give them whatever and they'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll do some stuff.
Yeah, to start out with.
But I wouldn't give them anything that requires strong.
No.
Because you want to be mobile with these guys. In general, you're going to save that for your anointed. Give that guy a machine gun or a grenade launcher to start with, or maybe a heavy flamethrower, one of the big strong ones.
Is the anointed the only thing in the faction with strong?
Yes.
Oh, fair.
Even the werewolf technically doesn't have it because his stuff doesn't have heavy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
One is cumbersome.
Yes. But otherwise, I think it's a pretty decent way to build your list.
Yeah.
Chorister is very powerful. You basically want to use a melee of the chorister and your leader with a ranged component of the other guys.
Yep.
Possibly replacing some of those guys with a warwolf for more melee or more anointed for less melee.
You might be able to sneak in a werewolf if you do, like, no legionnaires and only wretched.
I believe I started with 7
Yeah.
models by doing node chorister.
Okay.
Which I kind of regret. And I went very light on the legionnaires.
Yeah.
First off, there were only troopers, no legionnaires.
Oh yeah, fair.
And they all had bolt action rifles or shotguns or whatever, and they were not effective.
Bolt actions are so bad.
They were only objective mooks.
Yeah.
All right, and that's the Legions of Hell.
Yeah.
It's our Heretic Legions. I won't even say they're my favorite faction because I really don't have a favorite faction. I like too many of them.
Yeah, they're all very cool.
But they are the one I've played the most, and I think they are very powerful.
Yes, they're very good. They have, again, some shenanigans.
Yes.
Leaves that.
Yes.
Some of the scariest shenanigans in the game.
The artillery, which is an almost omnipresent threat.
Yep.
On all but the most crowded boards.
If she's on the board, you're never safe.
And that combined with the Warwolf being an almost omnipresent melee threat and melee counter threat means that you can't charge them safely because the Warwolf's going to eat you.
Yep.
You can't hang back and shoot them safely because the artillery, which is going to blow you out of whatever cover you were in unless they completely whiff that roll. Because even if you miss by 2 inches, you're still gonna. It's a 3-inch blast, so even if you miss by 2 inches, you're still gonna hit what you were aiming at.
Yep. Actually, even if you miss by 3, because it's the center of the base, right?
Yes. Yeah. So unless you roll a 3 or lower to hit,
you're
gonna hit your target.
Hit
something with her, and she's very good for that.
Yeah.
Excellent faction, a great one to start with because it's easy to play, but very powerful, but has some depth to it. Yeah,
I agree.
All right. Well, let us know below if there's any tips or tricks you have for the heretics. We'll talk about their glory items in a separate video, along with their patrons and some other their sub-factions. Of course, we'll each get their own video later. We'll talk those out to keep them short. In the meantime, if you'd like to leave us a like and a comment, you know how all that stuff goes. Let us know what you think of Heretic Legions. Let me know what your favorite faction is. If you want to talk to us on Discord, our Discord is linked down below, where we talk other things besides Trench Crusade all the time, especially memes and cats. And we will talk to you in the trenches next time.
Bye.